Hey, what's going on, boys? And we got some NBA talk today. So last night, we had the Milwaukee Bucks losing to the Miami Heat in 5 games. Are you kidding me? So what happened? What happened to the Milwaukee Bucks? Giannis Antetokounpo got exposed for his inability to shoot a jumper. Miami clogs the paint. Make Giannis shoot. He can't shoot. When he drives, there's going to be 3 guys there, and he's kicking it out to George Hill. That's why the Milwaukee Bucks got exposed this series. And I don't want to hear about Giannis being injured because he played the first 3 games and they were down 3-0. I mean, come on. When you're in the Eastern Conference and there's no LeBron James, there's no Kawhi Leonard, and you're Giannis Antetokounmpo, clearly the best player in the Eastern Conference, it's not even close, and you can't even get out of the second round. Are you kidding me? You know, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt last year. Kawhi Leonard was the best player in the Eastern Conference. But this year, there was nobody even close to your status, your ability, and talent, and you cannot make it out of the Eastern Conference. There's just no excuse. And this is where Giannis has to say, I need to get better. LeBron James showed us you can carry a team to the NBA Finals if you're really that good. But to get beaten in the fashion that you did, you know, people talk about Giannis being the best player in the league, but how many of those same people are taking him when they need a basket? Nobody. I'll take LeBron. I'll take Kevin Durant. I'll take Kawhi Leonard. I'll take James Harden. Who's taking Giannis when you need a basket at the end of the game? Nobody. I'm not taking Giannis because he can't shoot a jumper. All you have to do is clog the paint and somebody else is going to have to make the play. So how are we talking about this guy being in the same conversation as LeBron James, who should have won the MVP this year? When it comes down to when you need a play, when you need a basket, the same way we saw it in Game 3, Miami's on a huge run. Giannis needs to step up and make a play and say, we're good, guys. I got this. I'll stop the run. I'll stop the bleeding. And what do I see? I see Miami clog the paint. I see Giannis drive, get past the first defender. There's 3 guys waiting for him. And he has to kick it out to George Hill, who misses an open 3. So when you need the play, Giannis can't just pull up and get you that easy bucket to stop in that game, which was like a 10-0 run. Something along those lines, which is a major, major problem. First Milwaukee problem. Giannis needs to be better. Giannis needs to figure out how to improve his efficiency from the 3-point line and, you know, develop some sort of post mid-range, you know, jumper, anything to keep the defense more honest. Second Milwaukee problem. We look at the future. Who the hell's going to Milwaukee? Giannis needs a Steph Curry. When you got LeBron James and Anthony Davis and you got Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, Chris Middleton can't be your second best player. Chris Middleton looks like a 3. Very good player, but will never be in that elite status of those 4 guys that I just mentioned. Giannis needs a Steph Curry, and no Steph Curry is choosing Milwaukee in free agency. I see rumors, Chris Paul. Let's get Chris Paul. Is that a long-term solution that's going to make Giannis sign a 6-year contract extension to stay in Milwaukee? Or is that a little Band-Aid that'll maybe get them through the Eastern Conference next year, but still isn't going to make them good enough to win a championship? And as good as Chris Paul is, he's at the end of his career. And this year was as good as you're going to get, probably. So I don't think Chris Paul is the solution to fix Milwaukee's problem. I think it's definitely something that you need to explore because, like I said, no big free agent is going to choose Milwaukee. And, a guy that's looking to get paid, in his last contract, you got a chance. So, but again, if I'm Giannis, 33, 34-year-old Chris Paul isn't making me sign a 6-year extension to stay in Milwaukee. Giannis says, I'm not leaving. How many times have I heard this before? Until you have no other option, because in the end of the day, your career will be judged off how many championships you have, not by the amount of MVPs, not by the amount of Defensive Player of the Years. None of that shit's going to matter. When they look at you and they compare you to the all-time greats, they're going to say, how many rings does Giannis have? I see Kendrick Perkins blaming Mike Budenholzer, saying he got outcoached by Eric Spoelstra this year. He got outcoached by Nick Nurse last year, and that he needs to be fired. But Kendrick Perkins, can you explain to me what Milwaukee did before Mike Budenholzer got there? They were definitely not the number one team in the Eastern Conference. Giannis wasn't an MVP yet. So he's a good coach. Yes, he got outcoached by two of the best coaches in the entire league. Is that surprising? No. Most coaches would get outcoached by Eric Spoelstra and Nick Nurse. Does that mean you have to fire him? Nope. If you want to fire Mike Budenholzer, just know that Eric Spoelstra's and Nick Nurse's don't grow on trees. So Milwaukee has a lot of, they got to get creative here. Because they're running out of time. Milwaukee's going to need a Steph Curry kind of player, and no Steph Curry kind of player is going to choose Milwaukee. Where do I think Giannis should go? It hurts me to say this. I don't want to say it. This is very hard for me to say. The best fit is clearly Golden State. But again, if you're Giannis, you're going to get the same backlash as Kevin Durant. It's the same exact thing. It's going to hurt your legacy. But that's your best chance to win a couple rings. Because when you got to beat LeBron with Anthony Davis and you got to beat Kawhi with Paul George, you need Steph Curry and Klay Thompson on your team.